It's your boy Frankie Tony back once again with a brand new video. As you guys already know, today we're sorry for you guys that have been waiting for me to upload. I know it's only been a day, but I've uploaded every day. That's the grind. My Wi-Fi on my PC was acting up. I don't know what's going on. My modem is not working. I tried to connect, watch some YouTube videos to make sure my PC, the Wi-Fi works on my PC, but nothing's working. So right now I'm on a laptop, so you guys are not gonna see those edits I make on here. So for that I'm really sorry. This is just a struggle for right now. I'm trying to fix my Wi-Fi because I don't know what's happening right now. And anyways, without further ado, today we're reacting to London's Postcode Wars, knife gangs taking over the capital. The capital. Yes, sir. And what's going on? Before we go into the video, please guys make sure to like my video. Like this video, get this video to 20 likes. I really actually I always say 20 likes, because why not 20 likes? And I'll say get this video to 20 likes. Get it to 20 likes and subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I really appreciate that, guys. And let's run to the video.
What's up guys, it's Kid Nerd here, back with another video, and today we're talking about London's knife crime problem. I'm sure my UK viewers know about what's happening in London, but today I'll be going into depth about how serious the problem really is. But before we get into the video guys, please be sure to subscribe. We're trying to hit 20k by the end of the year.
Yo, please be sure to subscribe. We're trying to hit 330 subs by the end of the month. 330. We're trying to hit 330 subs by the end of this month. March. Today's March. We're trying to hit 330 subs by the end of March 31st. Subscribe to the channel guys, please. I really appreciate that.
Turn on post notifications for new content coming real soon.
So loud. Oh, this is 100%. That's why my ears about to get bust. Like we're about to bust. Kid Nerd.
Now when most people from outside the UK think about London, they probably think about royalty and a bunch of old people drinking tea. But this is
drinking a cup. You want a cup of tea, yeah?
People from outside the
Why did I just say yeah? I'm so stupid sometimes.
UK think about London, they probably think about royalty and a bunch of old people drinking tea. But this is far from true. London actually has a very big gang problem, fueled by something called postcode beef. Postcodes are literally just areas, and whatever postcode you're from, pretty much fueled by something called postcode.
Is he?
Postcodes are literally
is that Diggity? Someone let me know now in the comment section.
It's areas, and whatever postcode you're from pretty much defines you in London. It's kind of like zip codes if you're American. And in the bigger spectrum, there's something called boroughs. There are 32 boroughs that make up London, and boroughs are essentially just bigger areas which hold up these postcodes. Obviously, there are a few boroughs in London that are not really that affected by knife crime, like Richmond, the Kingston upon Thames, which if you are looking for the stereotypical white rich people drinking tea, you'll probably find that there. But on the other hand, we have boroughs like Newham in East London, which is rich people drinking tea, you'll probably find that there. But on the other hand, we have boroughs like Newham in East London, which is one of the most impoverished areas in London. Newham has had a long going postcode war, which has literally divided the borough into two sides, north side and south side Newham. North side are built up with the postcodes E15, E13, E7, while south side is built up with E6 and E16. This divide started in 2009 when a boy called Stephen Lewis was stabbed to death outside the party in the borough. Stephen Lewis
I want to say something
in the E13 postcode, when a boy called Stephen Lewis was stabbed to death outside the party in the borough. Stephen Lewis lived in the E13 postcode, whereas killers lived in the E16 postcode. This then left the remaining postcodes in the borough to pretty much pick a side, and the whole borough has been at war ever since. One murder that really ignited this beef recently was a 14-year-old called Corey Davies. A Range Rover circled the park twice in the E7 postcode before aiming a shotgun at a crowd of boys including Corey. The boys started to run away, but Corey froze up and was shot in the head, while his other friend was shot in the leg. Corey grew up in council houses, which are pretty much houses for low-income families provided by the government. So his family would not have much of a choice on where they would.
You know what's crazy? In the UK, 14-year-olds get I'm like gangs, and they get killed. 14. That's grade 7 or grade what? Grade 8. Damn.
Rose up and was shot in the head. The shotgun at a crowd. Corey Davies. A Range Rover circled the park twice in the E7 postcode before aiming a shotgun at a crowd of boys including Corey. The boys started to run away, but Corey froze up and was shot in the head, while his other friend was shot in the leg. Corey grew up in council houses.
I think he got shot in the head. Yo.
Which are pretty much houses for low-income families provided by the government. So his family would not have much of a choice on where they would be placed, and more than likely it would be in a high knife crime area, like E7 where he lived. This shooting was a retaliation hit from Southside members, after one of their members called Young Diz was shot and stabbed 16 times, but managed to survive. Young Diz actually made a drill song called Young Diz was shot and stabbed 16 times, but
shot and stabbed 16 times. I think on one of my reaction videos I saw this guy and he was talking about how he got stabbed or something.
Managed to survive. Young Diz actually made the drill song.
How do you survive 16 times stabbing? You got stabbed 16 times. damn, those people actually like made a mistake for actually letting him. That's crazy. I don't say anything, but damn.
Song called Kermit after CJ was shot in the head to mock the situation. He also made a very rude verse in the song called Smoky Things when he said,
"They took two of my tunes down. Mom kept shedding tears."
Oh yeah, I saw the, yeah, I did react to this. I really did react to this.
Somebody tell her I don't give a fuck that her son ain't here. Ever since her son got dropped, the whole block ain't done shit. And I was laughing when I saw the pic of her mum just bury her kid.
Oh no way, this is the kid that he's dissing. Yo. Nah.
which is quite worrying considering this guy is 23 and he keeps on dissing a dead 14-year-old. Kind of like the Tuka situation in Chicago. Young Diz's real name is called Isaac Donker, and he's currently serving 12.5 years for kidnapping and torturing a 16-year-old drug dealer after he ran off with his drug supplies.
Is this guy just like going after kids or something? Like, is that his specialty?
Young Diz filmed the teen on the Snapchat while he was kidnapped with plastic bags over his head and forced him to strip while being badly beaten up. Young Diz would actually recruit a lot of these young people to do a lot of dirty work for him. He would target kids as young as 13 from a nearby borough called Barking and Dagenham and would buy them food and give them money to do criminal activities for him. He even made a set of youngers called YACG, which stands for Anyone Could Go. These teens are mainly from the Barking and Dagenham borough, but they rep the E6 postcode where Young Diz is from. So we even have kids from the outskirts of London that are willing to kill for an area they don't even live in. Deaths like Corey's have now left young teens in each area wanting revenge for their friends that have now died, causing them to get involved in this beef when half of them don't even know how it started. Not only this, but older people in the areas will guilt trip and groom youngers to go and retaliate back for their dead friends. And this really is a never ending cycle because each death just brings new young people into this feud. Even recently in April, a young NHS worker was stabbed to death in the E16 postcode after being suspected for a member of the Southside Durham gang.
Bro,
so it's even getting to the point where people can't even walk their streets anymore after a certain time, because if a gang sees them on a ride out, they're stabbing first and asking questions later. You don't even have to be involved at this point. But before we get into all this, let's go back to the origins of gang culture in London. During the 1950s after World War II, an influx of Jamaican immigrants started to move to the UK in hopes of a better life. They were called the Windrush generation, and this was basically the UK government's plan to help rebuild the UK after World War II. This allowed Jamaican immigrants to find work in the UK, but also opened the doors for a lot of Jamaican drug traffickers who found a new market to sell their product. This created a surge in drug users in the UK, and in the 80s, Yardie's gangs were starting to form in major cities in England. These gangs set up something called county lines. County lines are essentially just trafficking drugs into rural and more smaller towns in the UK. So a lot of these gangs that were in London would send members from their gang to start selling drugs in smaller towns in the UK, pretty much just to find new customers. And this still goes on today and is a major problem, because most of these people that would be sent out are kids as young as 11. Older gang members from the area will groom the girls in the UK, pretty much just to find new customers. And this still goes on today and is a major problem.
Well, look at the young people these guys.
Because most of these people that would be sent out are kids as young as 11. Older gang members from the area will groom the kids with little bits of money and gifts, which would then be used against them later for favours, like sending them out to sell drugs. These drug operations started causing frictions, so often there will be many tat-for-tat killings from these Yardie gangs to protect their drug lines and their territory. In the 90s, these gangs started to become area-based, and an early example of an area gang would be the Tottenham Mandem, who operated in North London in Tottenham. They had beef with the Hackney Boys, who are based in North East London in the borough of Hackney. That beef was going on for quite some time, but now both gangs have split into many little gangs that now beef each other. The Hackney Boys are completely split and have around 7 different gangs that have been branched out of it, which obviously all beef each other for whatever reason. Crazy. And the Tottenham Mandem are now split into
so the bandwagon, they're gangs?
Few gangs in the Tottenham area, but the main two are OFB and MPK, which some of you have probably heard doing.
Oh, I've seen this guy. I remember I've seen this guy and this guy. But I see this guy. I know it was one of my reaction videos. I've seen this guy. Is this guy dead? Was it? I don't know. Wait, I can't remember. But
drill music. OFB are from the Broadwater Farm Estate in Tottenham.
So let me know down in the comment section.
MPK are from the Northumberland Park, which is literally 5 minutes away from each other. OFB and MPK have had a very on and off relationship, but even recently they used to be heavily linked. This all changed due to a murder case of a rival gang member from Wood Green called K1. The OFB and MPK gang rid out in broad daylight with their bicycles to their rival's area outside the cinema complex in the full sight of civilians and stabbed and shot K1 dead in front of crowds. Here's a little outside the cinema. The OFB and MPK gang rid out in broad daylight with their bicycles to their rival's area outside the
broad daylight on their bicycles.
Cinema complex in the full sight of civilians and stabbed and shot K
in front of people. What the heck? These guys actually don't care. That's like what's his name? That's how what Stefan said. I don't care. Shoot him on. If you guys watch Top Boy, I don't care where the fuck he is. Shoot him on sight. I know that's how the line went, but yeah.
K1 dead in front
Top
of the
Boy.
crowd.
If you ever watched Top Boy, go watch Top Boy.
Footage of the carnage that happened. Abden shot K1 dead in front of crowds. Here's a little footage of the carnage that happened.
Yo, is that him running? Is that him running? Like, bro, what? This guy's running like this guy's running like a chick. I don't understand things, so I don't get like nicked or anything, but bruh. Damn. Now this is not broad daylight though. It's not broad daylight.
After this, 4 MPK members and 1 OFB member was arrested and put on trial for the murder. The OFB member was actually an up-and-coming drill rapper called SJ, and just before he got sentenced, he was really starting to show some traction, with co-signs from Drake and over 10 million views on his song, which is very rare from a new drill artist. It turned out that one of the MPK members actually snitched on the rest of the members, and they were all sentenced to life.
That's one, man, you 6ix9ine. That's good
with co-signs from Drake and over 10 million views on his song, which is very rare from a new drill artist. It turned out that one of the MPK members actually snitched on the rest of the members, and they were all sentenced to life in prison, which is even sadder when you find out all these people that were sentenced were under the age of 18, with the exception of 1. This situation turned into many sneak disses from OFB and MPK members on social media and drill songs. It was basically a game of who snitched. MPK was saying OFB snitched and OFB was saying MPK snitched. This all heated up when 2 OFB members got stabbed by MPK members in a barbershop in Tottenham. MPK members
in the barbershop, what the fuck? So you could go anywhere and still get nicked. Go anywhere, your ops are still gonna be on you.
Members are quick to hit social media mocking the situation, especially due to 1 OFB member hiding in the toilet and leaving his 2 other members to get stabbed. And just like that, a new beef has now started in London. Now the situation has turned physical. OFB can't just try and bless it with the MPK members, because now they'll be seen as victims and not serious. And this whole gang life is literally just about image and integrity. That's literally what it is. If you want an accurate outlook on London's street life, listen to Lowski's song called Life So Deep. It literally explains how the gang life seems all good until stuff gets real. And Lowski's gang hard and spark life members. I started in London. Now the situation has turned physical. OFB can't just try and bless it with the MPK members, because now they'll be seen as victims and not serious. And this whole gang life is literally just about image and integrity. That's literally what it is. If you want an accurate outlook on London's street life, listen to Lowski's song called Life So Deep. It literally explains how the gang life seems all good until stuff gets real. And Lowski's gang, Hard and Spartans in South London, are a good example of how gang life can go 0 to 100.
I'm gonna react to this next.
In 2016 and 17, Hard and Spartans were having the years of their life. They dropped tunes like Kenner and Where It Started, which is now on 16 million views, which is very rare for a UK drill song. Not only this, but they were actually doing drills. They were really doing what they were rapping about and causing quite a storm to the ops who was in Brixton, South London. They were also making money in the trap, serious money, and like most gangs in London were involved in county line operations. Now obviously with all this attention they're drumming up, the feds were starting to clock onto them. These times Hard and Spartans were doing numbers on YouTube. Lowski, who pretty much set the platform for the group with his songs DJ Khaled and Hazards, was in jail for some gun charges. Oh yeah, and if you didn't know, guns are illegal in England, and possession of a firearm could get you a max sentence of 14 years. This makes guns quite scarce in England, and most guns you will find will probably be very rusty guns from World War II, or shotguns which farmers are permitted to own. That's the reason why knives are a more popular choice of weapon. But can you imagine if guns were legal in London? I think it would definitely be one of the most dangerous places in the world. I just want everyone to really just think about how tapped you have to be to stab someone 20 to 30 times. Like,
that's what I'm saying. I've been saying you have to be tapped, like you have to be like sick in the head to like take a shank all the way down in the guts, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, different places, up, down, neck, back. Damn.
Like, I really do think it's a mental illness, but it's so normalized.
I know, right? It's a mental illness.
Maybe one of the most dangerous places in the world. I just want everyone to really just think about how tapped you have to be to stab someone 20 to 30 times. Like, I really do think it's a mental illness, but it's so normalized in London. So after Lowski, the next member of the rap group to go down was TG Million. He was arrested shortly after releasing the hit song Call Me a Spartan, which is on around 10 million views right now. TG Million was arrested shortly after releasing the hit song Call Me a Spartan, which is on around 10 million views right now. TG Million was arrested shortly after releasing the hit song Call Me a Spartan, which is on around 10 million views right now. TG Million was sentenced to 12 years for stabbing a rival gang member after a high-speed chase on his ops block. He is seen freestyling often on his Instagram, talking about how much damage he's done to the ops. But the gang life doesn't just stay on the streets of London. They follow you to prison as well. There's a video of rival gang members including...
Damn, they follow you to prison. Damn. Yeah, exactly. When like you're from, damn, that's crazy.
Drill rapper Burner from Clapham Junction, absolutely destroying TG Million in prison. Like, I won't show the video because it is quite graphic, but you can easily find it online, and you almost can't even recognize him in the video. That's how badly damaged he was. And it's tough because most of these gang members end up in jail with their ops. There's literally no escape on road or in jail, and most people go to jail and leave with more beef than they came in with. We even see link-ups with different gangs in jail, like the North London gang Wood Green linked up with the East London gang ACG in jail, and now they have inherited their beef inside and outside jail. Honestly, I don't even know how these gang members keep up with the beef they have. Like, it seems like some of these gang members in the areas are just beefing half of London, which is just stupid. But anyway, back to Harlem Spartans. In 2017, shortly after releasing their most popular track, Kenton Where It Started, their two most popular rappers, Blanco and Mizzo Mac, was arrested in a cab while riding on their ops, with a samurai sword and a gun. They got 3 and 6 years, but are both out now because in UK prisons you normally do half the time you're served for good behaviour and just to clear out the prisons quicker. But this put the group on hold for a bit musically, but the beef was still popping as ever. In 2018, it all really started kicking off, and in May, Harlem Spartans affiliate GB was shot dead while playing football in the park. He was only 17 years old and was from
17, like, damn. This guy's lives are just getting cut short.
From a group called Moscow 17. These guys are literally from an estate 7 minutes away from the Harlem Spartans block. Harlem Spartans and Moscow were still grieving the loss when 2 of their members were riding out on their ops block for revenge. A Harlem Spartans member called SA spotted some rivals in the car and drove up close and aimed his gun at them. The gun jammed while trying to shoot and he was stabbed in the chest and died on the scene. He was then pushed off the ped by the Moscow member and left to die. 3 months after this, Moscow 17's leader was stabbed to death in the same location where the other member GB died, which is even more ironic because Incognito was there when GB died, and rival gang members even said the bullet was meant for Incognito and wasn't even meant for GB. Just before he got murdered, Incognito actually beat a murder charge. He was arrested for the murder of a Zone 2 affiliate called ABS. Zone 2 are their main ops, and Incognito raps about the murder charge in the song called Blessed. So now Harlem and Moscow just lost 3 members in 4 months, and they were really starting to get mocked by their ops heavily. And even fans were starting to comment that just lost main ops. And Incognito raps about the murder charge.
If you're losing your members like this quick, you're gonna get mocked by other people. That's
in the song called Blessed. So now Harlem and Moscow just lost 3 members in 4 months, and they were really starting to get mocked by their ops heavily. Sick. And even fans were starting to comment on Harlem Spartans members, pretty much saying ride for your dead friends. But the thing is, all these fans think they know about what's going on in the streets from drill pages and songs, but they really don't. Not even the slightest. They even think all these deaths and stabbings are just fun and games, but don't really understand that mums are crying and lives are ruined from the
mums are crying and lives are ruined.
So Harlem Spartans are going on an absolute rampage after this. Harlem rapper G Smarko ridden on his ops block on Halloween and shot a rival in the head. He was then sentenced to 21 years in prison. Another member called Jug was jailed for 10 years after stabbing a 30-year-old man in the head, leaving permanent brain damage.
In the head? What the?
Harlem were on another ride out to the Ops block when members GG and Scratcher were caught and arrested and sentenced to 10 to 5 years for possession of a firearm with intent to cause danger. Things got worse to worse when their most popular rapper Lowski was caught with a firearm in the cab and was arrested for possession of it. This left the rapper Biz to be the only one to hold it down for the group, but he was stabbed to death on December 6th last year. And it's even sadder that before Biz died he wanted to turn his life around and turn legit after he beat some charges early in the year. But there's so many examples of people who joined the London gang life and tried to leave, but failed. A great example of this is an ex-MPK member called
I heard about this guy. Like, his brother got... I think, yeah, I reacted to this one. His brother got, like, killed. No. He got shanked. He got run over and like got shanked, right? And then like he called the cops and died while calling the cops.
MBK is the gang that I mentioned earlier who had beef with OFB. But Kobe started to change his life around. And he even started to be an advocate for helping people get out of that crime. He was stabbed to death by MBK rivals, even though he left that whole life behind him. So there really is no escape unless you move to the other side of the country. But even then you could get caught by county land trappers from London. But these are just a few examples of gangs in London. Now London knife crime has escalated a lot since 2015. And everyone is stuck wondering why. Is it the community centres closing down? Is it gentrification which is making London so unaffordable for low-income families? Or is it the rate of stop and searches going down around London? Now my opinion on the matter is someone who's seen first-hand effects of knife crime, and as I said before, this is my personal opinion, and I think it's drill music. There was a clear trend of when drill music started to take off in 2015 to when knife crime really started to increase. Now these drill songs are literally glorifying stabbing and shooting people and making it seem like some sort of game with points for killing ops and jokes about smoking on dead ops. And for an outsider looking in on these drill songs, like, it looks kind of lit. We're now even seeing increasing numbers of knife crimes outside of London, which previously didn't have any type of high numbers in crime. Because it looks cool, all these drill rappers talking about how much money they're making in trapping and all these girls that they're getting while dancing around stabbing their ops. And this actually gets to younger people's heads, like, the life actually looks appealing. But what most of these drill rappers don't tell you about is how they can't walk around the streets or go certain places without the chance of being killed.
That's fine.
They don't tell you about the police coming to their mum's house every week because they're a known gang member. They don't
Damn, police come to his mom's house. Damn.
Don't tell you about all the friends they have that are doing life for murders, and they most definitely don't tell you about them living in poverty. But guys, let me know what you guys think about why this is happening, why knife crime is going up so much recently. But guys, it's been your boy Kid Nerd, and peace out.
Yo guys, your boy Frank returning back from the game. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to like this. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys, I can't say much because I think I'm out of time. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think about this whole thing, the UK whole scene, like the stabbing is everything. I just need you guys' opinions and stuff. Let me know what to react to next. Although I have like, I'm gonna react to some things. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to my channel if you're new. I really appreciate that. And yeah, pretty much. Well, without further ado, let's go. I'll see you guys later and peace out. Gra gra gra. Boom.